Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, hello. I'm so happy you found me. And for everyone who's been here, thank you so much for following along my journey. I am so happy each and every one of you is here. Almost 800 of you. I can't even believe it. This is so exciting to me. I'm definitely gonna do a giveaway when we get to 1,000. So stay tuned because I'm really excited. I'm thinking of a lot of ideas for you. Today, I'm so excited. We are going to talk all about the mauve nude eyeshadow trend that I've been seeing everywhere. I fell in love with this one right here, the Huda Beauty New Nudes eyeshadow palette. Oh, I couldn't resist, you guys. All of my friends were like, this is a Lara palette. You need this. The shadows are just divine in here. I just absolutely love the color story in this. And the pinks, the purples, the mauves. If you are following me on Instagram, you know how much I love pink. You know, I am the pink Cadillac after all, so I've got to be consistent with the pinks I use. So I had to buy this. I was just like, I resisted for a long time. 65 is probably the most I've spent on an eyeshadow palette. NARS is up there with about 50 or so. But I was just hooked. I was just like, we have to do this. I kept seeing it all over Instagram and I'm so glad I picked it up. And it's funny, once I got this into my collection, I said, you know, I have things that are somewhat similar to this. So I grabbed my other two eyeshadow palettes, the Backtalk, Urban Decay's Backtalk palette, and my Tarte Love, Trust, and Fairy Dust. Even the packaging is somewhat similar, if you guys see here. Look at that. All of these kind of pink, nude, mauve color stories. So I am gonna put these to the test. We're gonna have a battle of the eyeshadow palettes. Here's the deal. Here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna do a look from each palette, and then I'm gonna tell you all about the palette and which look is my favorite and kind of overall which one wins the battle of the mauve nude eyeshadow palette. I'm so excited. So buckle up, I'm gonna zoom you in and we're gonna get started on a look from each palette. And I'll start with swatches of all the three palettes combined so you can kind of see how they compare as well and what my thoughts are. Stay tuned. God damn it. So this is the Huda Beauty Tickle shade and this is the Urban Decay Backtalk shade, just for your reference there. See the similarities in the matte shades. All right, so this is the Love, Trust, and Fairy Dust right here. This is the Urban Decay. This is the Urban Decay shade Attitude, and this is the Huda Beauty shade in Fantasy. This is the Huda Beauty shade in Fantasy. So Tarte, Urban Decay, and Huda Beauty New Nudes. All right, so I've got the Urban Decay Curve. This one is the Huda Beauty in Daydream, and this is the Tarte in Flitter eyeshadows. So welcome to my eyes there. Zoomed you in so you could kind of see. I'm gonna first prep my eyes with the Fenty Beauty eye primer. This has been my absolute favorite right now. I can't stop using it, so just gonna put a little bit of that on. And don't mind me, I'm looking down at my mirror. So I like to just put a little bit on and then we are gonna go right over. I went out this morning for breakfast, so I already put some of my makeup on. I have some mascara and things like that, so, but no eyeshadow whatsoever. I like this base because it is a little bit stickier and the eyeshadows just pop on it. I don't know what it is, but they look so good and you don't need a lot of pigment for it to pop, so. Fenty, at it again. So, first one up, the new nudes. I'm so excited. All right, let's come up with a look here. What I've been doing, I really love that it has like a nice base. Weird that it has the concealer in it. I'm not gonna lie. I don't think a lot of people know this about this, but there is a concealer in here. It is not for your face. It is pretty sheer. It is meant for the eyeshadows, the glitter to stick onto the eyes and the eyeshadow. So it stays on there, it gives it a little base. You can do cut creases with this and things like that. But a lot of people have been commenting on how much they just don't love that all of the loose pigments are getting in there. I haven't used it enough to see that, but I've seen at Sephora's the tester has a lot of pigment in here. So one thing to note, these two are loose glitters here as well. So I'm loving these other glitters here though. First off, we're gonna start with this color here. It is called Bear. All of the names have a nice like sexiness to them. It's kind of nice. I don't know what else to say about it, but there's tickle, there's play, there's fantasy, daydream, tease, raw. I'm like, oh, okay, girl. I don't know about you, but anyway, I'll leave that there. So, oh girl, I don't even know what else to say about that. So first up, I'm just gonna place a little bit of this eyeshadow here. I think I'm gonna go in with the shade called Tickle. I'm just gonna go like on a loose stone brush here, and I'm just gonna go in the crease with that. I really love this, the idea behind this, that it's not so much being nude for your partner, it's more about being nude for yourself and empowering yourself to be that kind of your own hero, your own kind of sexy hero. So I love that female empowerment. I think we all should take time to realize just how powerful and beautiful we are in our own skin, that it's not about anyone else. It's about who you are. So I'm just bringing that out, just getting in that crease right there. This, as you can tell, these pigments are amazing. They're showing up so well. I'm just doing some nice back and forth there, soft strokes. All right, so Tickle is laid down. And then next up, I think I'm gonna just like deepen that with a shade called Tease. That is this purple right here. Just kind of want to build it up a little bit more. I'm gonna go in with this fluffy brush. This is the Morphe Jaclyn Hill JH33. I actually really like her brush collection, side note. It was really good. And it's like got everything you need if you're just starting out. These blend beautifully. I'm really enjoying the pigments on these so far. It makes it so easy. There we go. We've got that laid down as well. Just a nice little purple accent to that. Bringing that up a little and buffing that out. Woo! And then I think I'm gonna go into Raw for a little hot second, just to kind of blend those two together. Give it a nice layer. Loving that so far. I'm really excited about. These colors just blend so well together. I'm like really enjoying that. So that's what it looks like so far. I'm gonna deepen up the crease a little bit. I'm gonna go in with this shade. I think we'll go in with Love Bite because it's just beautiful. And just like on this outer corner here. I feel like you don't have to work hard for these at all. They just blend out so beautifully. And I feel like you can't go wrong with the color combinations in these. Like even though I'm putting a lot together, it's just divine. Perfect. I'm getting a slight fallout, but nothing too crazy. All right, so I do want to show you how that concealer works. Right now, I think everything's looking really great. I just want to lay down like some nice concealer. I'm going to blend these out just a little bit. Let's just so everything's all looking perfect. All right. See what I'm saying? Like the Fenty primer just helps everything so much. I love it. So we're just gonna go in and kind of build up that concealer. We're gonna dip into that concealer with kind of a flat brush, shader brush, and we're gonna just kind of do a little bit of cut crease, nothing too crazy. It's a very light concealer. It's not too thick, like it's just kind of gives you a little bit of extra base there. Wonderful. I'm gonna go with a small shader brush and just kind of go into Love Bite again and just really define that crease there. I really want to get this kind of ultra precise. Again, right, so we're back. See how I really carved out that crease there? That is exactly kind of the look I want. I'm really excited. I want to define that. And that Love Bug, ooh, I'm so excited. All right, so to round out the look, I think I'm gonna go in, oh my gosh, this is Fantasy. Oh my gosh. This one is Charmed, a little bit of a brown. This is Daydream. So these are the ones here. Look at those pigments. Like I'm just in awe of these. I'll show you on my hand. Look at that stunning shimmer. Like this is unreal, you guys. I don't think I have anything quite like that at the moment. These are unreal. So now I have to decide which shade I want. I think I'm gonna go for the lighter one, the Daydream, just because I wanna, we're already going so smoky in the outer kind of creasy area. So I think I'm gonna go in with Daydream. And I'm just gonna go with a brush first. This is what Daydream looks like. See, and I already got stuff in the concealer that I just told you about. This is Daydream over here. I'm gonna go first with a brush, but I'm almost positive like fingers are gonna be better on this. So yeah, see how that didn't really, we're gonna go in with fingers. I cleaned them off. So, and this is where the kind of stickier base like kind of really helps because it really glides on there really well. Oh my gosh, that is stunning. I'm in love with that. P.S. That's everything. Oh my gosh. And so far, no glitter fallout, which is awesome. Yes, please. Oh my gosh, that is just stunning. I might do a little, no, it's perfect. Look at that. Oh my gosh. So I'm gonna just go in with, I'm gonna extend, bring that Love Bug underneath and bring it up a little bit. Gonna create a nice V. And I'm gonna go Love Bug on the bottom again here. This really soft and not do liner. So that's kind of what I'm thinking. And then I'm gonna go in with Tickle just over that line, just to kind of duplicate what we did on the top. I'm gonna go in with the brush that had the other previously and just blend it out. Just so it's all seamless together. Perfect. Oh my gosh, I'm loving this. Now we're just gonna go in. I think we're gonna go in with a little bit of this one called Crave, just in the inner corner. And I'm gonna use a brush on this one. I just wanna add some extra dimension. just on that inner corner, bringing it a little bit below as well. There we go. Just building that. Oh my gosh, it's so pretty. Don't usually go so smoky on the lower lash line, but I am loving it. Just bringing that out a little bit. All right, I'm gonna put on some falsies and some lipstick, and we'll be right back to talk about my thoughts on the palette and the final look. All right, guys, so here's the finished look from the Huda Beauty New Nude eyeshadow palette. I guess I should use this. I love this little insert. I don't know what it is. It just gets me. I'm never gonna throw this away. So here are some thoughts of the palette. Obviously, the shimmers are absolutely extraordinary. I don't really love that there's loose glitters in here. I don't know how often I'm gonna use those, but overall, the other glitters, I'll show you in here. The textures that are like these, they have so many pigments to them, and then when you actually mix them together, they create this ultra pearlized, reflective, multi-dimensional shimmers that I think are absolutely extraordinary. The mattes I really love. Sometimes I feel like Huda Beauty's like mattes aren't as blendable. It depends like on the color story, and so far in her minis, they're okay, but I do prefer others to hers. But this one really showed that the power of her mattes are real and that they can be extraordinary. So I love the color story. I don't know how many like looks I'm able to come up with it. I think you can do really nice soft looks or dramatic, but I think the color story is gonna be the same. You can't really come up with too many new looks. 65 is a lot for this palette, you guys. I do think there are things that are similar, but so far I'm absolutely in love with the dimension of the shimmers. I think the shimmers alone in this palette are worth it, and I really, really think this is a great one if you want to do more subtle everyday looks as well. I love that it comes with a mirror, and the packaging is really sublime. And just for your reference, I also put on Huda Beauty matte lipstick in Muse. So for your reference, all Huda in this look. So this is the Huda Beauty New Nude look. Let's jump to the Tarte Love, Trust, and Fairy Dust for our next look. All right, so I'm back. I took off the Huda makeup, and we are now gonna talk about the Love, Trust, and Fairy Dust eye palette from Tarte. So this is a limited edition eye palette. This is only available right now at Tarte's website. So it is $39. You get all of these beautiful eyeshadows, and in the middle is a little highlighter, which is really beautiful, very icy. I like to use it for inner corners, under the brow bone, or as an actual highlight. Very beautiful shades here. This one I think has to be my favorite. It is this little like duo chrome, so it shifts from purple to orange. Oh my gosh, I definitely am gonna use that in the look for you. So I have been using this for a while because it came out a few months ago, and it's just, even smells beautiful, like vanilla sweetness. Love the case, and I think it's really good value. $39. I love Tarte eyeshadows. I think they blend really well. You've probably seen this in my eyeshadow palette collection video. So let's jump into it. Let's get started with the eye look for this palette. All right, so popped on that Fenty eye primer just to get us set and started. I think what I'm gonna do here is also do a similar technique. I'm gonna go in with this shade called Gossamer, and we're just gonna put that all over the lid. I'm gonna use this Sonia Kashuk brush, and we're gonna put this, dust it off. Very similar to the Huda one, I would say. Almost exact. Just a nice, like, set the eye primer and just even out the tone of the eye. Let me move my mirror over here. Yes! Is a little bit of kickback in this one, but you can see my palette's a little dirty now, but that's all right. So we've got our shadows blended, and let's go ahead and go in with this purple shade. This one over here called Whimsical, and just really enjoy that. This one doesn't have as much pink per se, but it has a lot of nice browns and purples. Eyeshadows just blend so beautifully. So really nice soft little focus on the crease there. Blend that out. Perfect. Love that. Now I think I'm gonna go in, ooh, do I wanna take it more brown? Let's go in with the Wish, because I think this one will be beautiful, and then I'll pop a little bit of that on. So this Wish is a little bit deeper of a plum. Ooh, that's a good one. I'm gonna place this right in the outer corner here. Ooh, yes, that is what I'm talking about. It's gonna be a really nice, like, purple plummy look. Just getting most of the pigment there in the outer corner. Perfect. And I'm gonna go over with this shade called Giggle just to kind of like soften the look just a titch and to blend the two out together. Yeah, that's really pretty. I think it just takes it a little more daytime. Really depositing it in the crease there. See, it just kind of softened up the look there for us. And the other side, I will do the same thing. Perfect, so just like so, we've got a really nice soft kind of purple look right now. I think I'm going to go in, ooh, what do I want to go in with? It's so exciting. I think I want to bring like another little element, just a textural element. I'm gonna blend these a little bit as well. I think I'm just gonna do this brown, just kind of as a nice focus. This one called, ooh, which one do I want to do? This one called Frolic. This is brown over here, just to kind of even everything out. This is probably one of my favorite brushes right here. Just an all over kind of blending brush. This is the Morphe Jaclyn Hill JH30. Beautiful. Loving it so far. All right, so we're gonna go into this Mystical because I'm just enamored with this right here. Hello. Oh my gosh. It is the most beautiful color ever. And I might bring some of the purple over on this side because I do feel like we could kind of do a nice halo eye as I'm kind of doing this. So I might pop a little bit of this Wish in this inner corner. Yes, it's coming together. Just so we can kind of have a nice pop. So I'm gonna pop that over there. So halo eye is kind of where the center is a little bit more of the focus and it kind of pops the eye. I wasn't really sure what I was gonna do there, but then I was like, you know what? Here's what we're gonna do. And then I'm gonna pop a little bit of this shade called Flitter. I think it's right here, Flitter. We're gonna pop that on that inner. Oh my gosh, yes, you seeing that? Oh my gosh, that is beautiful. Let's do the bottom lash line. I'm gonna go in with a little bit of the Whimsical and then a little bit of the Wish. So I'm going to take that first shade we did here, the Whimsical. Just pop a little bit down there. Oh yes, just to soften it up a little. And then we're gonna go in with a little bit of the Wish on just on the outer corner. And then I'm gonna pop a little bit of the Flitter with my like flat brush, and we're just gonna do a little bit in that center like we did above. Yes, awesome. That bottom lash line looks really good. And then I'm gonna go in with the highlighter shade, and we're gonna just pop that inner corner. This shade is intense, look at that. Oh, I love it so much. Might as well go under the brow bone with that as well. It is like so icy and like reflective. It's so pretty. Oh my gosh, yes, yes. Bring it a little bit down there. That glitter is unreal. Let me pop some lashes on and some lipstick, and I'll be right back to show you the final look. All right, guys, so this is the final look for the Love, Trust, and Fairy Dust palette, and I used the Anastasia Beverly Hills Catnip Liquid Lipstick, just for your reference. So I kind of love how this turned out, little halo eye situation. I would say the main draw is this mystical shade right here. It's absolutely stunning. The other half of the palette is nice. You do have some really nice purples and some browns. I do think this one is a little bit more wearable for daytime, since you do have a little bit more of those browns. I love having the highlighter shade in here. I think it's overall a really nice palette. I think for $39, I highly recommend this one. I think it's a really nice versatile palette. I don't think you can get as deep and smoky. Like, we did do pretty deep here. You do have a couple deep tones like the Wonder and the Wish, which are opposite each other. I do like the fact that these can pop out and you can put in any Z palette, which is nice as well. There's some really nice, beautiful neutrals in here. I like that there's just like a gold shimmer and a light pink shimmer as well. So this one is so far really, really, really beautiful. And I'm loving the look. Tarte has always been my favorite eyeshadow, so if you're just starting out, this might be a little bit easier for you to use than the Huda New Nudes. That's just one of my thoughts. It's just a little bit more easy to blend, and you can do those day-to-day looks as well. So next up is the Urban Decay Backtalk palette. Stay tuned. All right, I'm back for the third and final palette in this palette showdown, the Urban Decay Backtalk palette. This one is available at Urban Decay's website. It is $46 and it's awesome. It's an eye palette and also a face palette. So you see the eyeshadows are here and the face palette is here. There is a removable mirror in here, but it does make it very awkward to close. As you can tell, you get that little weird sandwich thing, which is just a minor thing to me. Some people take a lot more issue with it than I do, but that's just for your references. 2 blushes and 2 highlighters here, and the rest are the eyeshadows. So I played around with this one a lot as well. I have the Backtalk lipstick, so we'll put that on with it as well. I think for $46 for an eye and face palette, that's really good. I actually love these blushes. This blush in particular, this Double Take, is one of my favorites. This one is a little purple for my liking, but it goes on pretty sheer. And yeah, I like the fact that the mirror, you can take that out. I don't think it's kind of cool. It kind of works for me because I don't always need to travel and need that mirror, but it's really nice to have it on both sides too, so you can like do your face, do your eyes, and you have a mirror on both of those sides. So let's go ahead and jump into the eye look for this palette, and I'll give you my thoughts. All right, just putting my Fenty base on there. And then first up, I think we're gonna start off with the 3 sheets, which is right here. I really like pretty much all 3 of these had a really neutral base color, which is kind of nice. This one I would say is probably the palest of the 3, most white in consistency, where the others had more of like a taupe consistency. But I just like to, that Fenty base is kind of sticky, so this is really helpful to kind of nail that down. Not that that stickiness is bad, that one very much helps. All right, so first up, I'm gonna go, oops, grab some of this. First up, I'm gonna go in with the shade Backtalk. That is probably one of my favorite neutral colors there. Ooh, go into the shade Backtalk here. So we are gonna just take a nice blending brush. I'm taking this one. This is the Morphe Jaclyn Hill JH32. I would say the only thing with this palette is you're not gonna get too much intense pigment. You do have to build these up a little bit to the intensity of, say, the Huda. It's similar to Tarte, but it's the softest of the eyeshadows. Which is not bad. I would say this one is like the most versatile for day because it is so soft. And you can kind of see that. I'm definitely getting some nice pigment, but let me tilt this. Let me tilt this up here so you can see what I'm doing. I think that is just like one of the most beautiful pink purples though for a transition. I really love that shade. I think it really pops and I think it's quite beautiful on. It reminds me of the Huda Tickle shade and it's really lovely all over the lid. Y'all, so I think we've got our little base shadow going all through the crease. Just like to kind of first start out with that. One of the coolest shades in here I would say is Shade, which is right here. It's kind of this cool purple. I think I want to build that up in the crease as well. I'm just going to use this one here. It's a really fun one. And it's got like really reflective properties. It almost reminds me of the one from the Tarte palette, which is the Mystical. It's kind of mystical, but this one is a little more purple, I would say. The one downside with this palette is I've played with it a lot and I've come up with the same looks. It's really hard to do something crazy with this one because it is just, there's not a lot of versatility. There's 2 browns in this palette. There are 4 shimmers, 5 shimmers, only 3 mattes. So not a ton you can do with this, but it is really pretty. Not that that's like bad, it's just, you know, if you love makeup like I do, you want to make your palette work for you. So we did a little bit of that through there. I'm gonna bring that Attitude through this as well, which is this shade here. So I'm working with these 2 at the moment. Attitude is a little bit more of a pinky red, but it works really beautifully in the crease. Just a little bit of that there. Then I'm gonna go over with the brush that I used for the Backtalk shade and I'm just gonna blend those out. So we've got a really nice like pinky purple base going on right now, which I love. Bring that just up there. Which I think it's really pretty. I'm just gonna bring it down. I'm gonna bring in this like 180 shade. I kind of feel like the need to bring a little bit of this, it's this one here. It's a little bit of brown. I just kind of want to smoke out the outer section here. Just gonna do that in this outer portion here. Just bringing it out in that outer third. Kind of pressing that into there. Just again to smoke that out. And I'm gonna go back in with a little bit of shade just to pop it up a little. I would say this is kind of the smokiest you can get from this palette, which I mean is great if you don't want to do anything too crazy. And then we're gonna go in with the shade called Curve. It's this one right here, very nice and sparkly. I'm just gonna go and do this all over the lid. Just to kind of soften it. Bring Backtalk and shade down to that lower lash line. All right, just dipping a little bit in both. Perfect, so that kind of brought it together there. And then we're gonna go in the outer corner with this shade called Bear. And I might even bring a little bit of the highlight, this one called Party Foul. I think it kind of just needs an extra pop. I might go underneath there with that as well. And I'm gonna bring Curve under that lash line there. Just like so. So we popped that eye there. I popped some of the blush, the Double Take, and the Party Foul highlighter on as well. Let me just pop on some lashes and I'll show you the final look. All right, so this is the final look for the Backtalk palette. As you can tell, I tried to smoke it out as much as I could. I'm trying to put these as similar as I can, so you guys can see how alike these are and possibly different. But I really do I put a little bit of the cheek on in the highlight. Overall, I really like this if you're going for more of a subtle look. I do love Urban Decay eyeshadows, but I do think they're not as pigmented. You really got to work these guys up. And like I said earlier, can't really do a ton of looks with this. It's great for, again, if you're on the go, because you do have that face and eye capability. But yeah, we'll kind of just end on this note. I'll kind of give you my final thoughts on all three of the looks. I think hands down, I have to say, for $65, you're getting a ton in that new Nudes eyeshadow palette. And that for me, those shimmers, if you're a shimmer lover, a glitter obsessed freak like I am, you are gonna die for the Huda Beauty New Nudes. That one is unbelievable. I cannot get over how one swipe of those pigments is truly earth-shattering. I've never had something so glittery, so reflective. You can't even probably tell in the camera how great it is. I'm still gonna experiment with those loose pigments. I don't love that the concealer is in there. I mean, it's handy, but I definitely think if you're gonna do more extreme cut creases, you're gonna need a thicker formula than that. But it did hang on to the glitter pretty well. I didn't see any real fallout, which was awesome. I can definitely see myself using that one a lot and doing more purple, pink looks. I think it's pretty versatile in that sense. And then, so that one for me wins. I know it's the most expensive. I know we all don't want to love it because our bank account probably won't love it. But again, I just love the packaging. I love the mirror in here. Those shimmers are truly, truly to die for. And I'm living for them. I'm talking about these right here. The loose ones, I'm not so sure how I feel about it, but you can really create some nice subtle looks. I love that there's browns, pinks, and purples. So that one for me is probably the hands down winner. I didn't think I would say that. I went in thinking the $65 palette was not gonna be cool and that I'd find another dupe for it, but you know, coming in a close second is the Love, Trust, and Fairy Dust, I think. I just wish it had more. I think, you know, I just wish I had more pinks, more matte pinks. It just has those matte purples. So I just wish it had some other pinks. Otherwise, I'd be totally enamored with it like I am the new Nudes. But for $39, I'm obsessed. It's so cute, and I think like all ages will really love this. If you're just starting into makeup, it won't be as overwhelming as the new nudes, just because there are so much pigments in the new nudes, and you have to work with them in different ways or they're not going to work for you. I.e. the loose glitter pigments are going to be a mess if you don't use a glitter glue. But this is just pretty easy, straightforward, and you can create beautiful looks. That one wins the show for me. I think that alone is a winner. That's what sold me on this palette for sure. And then the Backtalk, the Urban Decay Backtalk palette, they did take it out of most stores. You can't get it at Sephora or Ulta, just on Urban Decay's website, and it's good. I think this will always be one of my favorites, but easily replaceable, as you can tell by the new nudes. I think there's just so much more you can do with it. Like this shade right here is really beautiful, but as you can tell, there's not a ton of versatility in here. You've got those, literally those two pinks, and then you've got these other browns on this side, and these are pretty neutral, so nothing too crazy there. I do think it's a really versatile palette for day. Like I said, these cheek colors are really nice. That purple one is a little bright, but it's really fun if you're doing more of that mauve look. I do love the Backtalk lipstick. I think they really capitalize on the whole look here, and you can really create a subtle, really beautiful eye look with this palette. But I do think this one is probably at the bottom for me in terms of this battle, just because I had to really work the shadows and really get it to where I needed to. But it is very similar. I do think it's really beautiful though, so I can't say it's like a loser by any means. It's just at the bottom probably of my nude eyeshadow palettes now. Who would think? I thought I was obsessed with this at first, but now it's kind of dropped down, just because those other two have really taken over. So I think, yeah, those are kind of my final thoughts. What is your favorite nude mauve eyeshadow palette of the moment right now? Let me know in the comments below. Which look was your favorite? Was there anyone that stood out to you? Did you love the glitteriness of that Huda Beauty shade? Let me know. Thank you so much for watching this mauve eyeshadow battle. I hope you enjoyed it, and thank you so much for watching. Always be fabulous and utterly you. Bye!